So, Row is a digital health clinic and pharmacy. We believe that technology enables us to provide increased access and affordability to healthcare, and also allows us to improve the patient and physician experience while still providing high quality and safe medical care. Row is the parent company that powers 3 brands: Roman, our men's health brand, Rory, women's health, and Zero, which is our addiction and smoking cessation brand. So, I always knew that I would not practice full-time clinical medicine for the rest of my career. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to learn how to help people. I wanted to be a member of the secret society of knowing how the body works. But I always had a vision of wanting to be a big problem solver, strategic thinker, big future planning. And so I was lucky to have a background where I was trained and educated at institutions that embraced collaboration, innovation, entrepreneurship. For example, when I was an undergrad at Stanford, several of my friends after graduation went to work for these small companies that were revolutionizing the way people connect and organizing the world's information, which is Facebook and Google. When I came back to Stanford for residency, my friends were working at companies that were changing the way we get to the airport, or the ways in which we stay in lodging outside of hotels when they travel. So they are working at places like Uber and Airbnb. And that's important because I saw how you could use innovation to change different industries. And what I realized is that it wasn't in healthcare just yet, but when it came to healthcare, I wanted to be a part of it. So, while I was practicing clinical medicine, I was very fortunate to be on the board of directors for Yale Medicine. And that was important because I got to intimately see how hospitals work, how medical practices work, what were some of the shortcomings, while also still practicing full-time medicine. And so there were a lot of things about patient care that was very frustrating to me. For one, as an ENT, I saw several people in the emergency room with tonsil abscesses. And these were patients who, if they had access to health care and had antibiotics when they first had symptoms of tonsillitis, they would not be in the ER needing an invasive procedure that has a cost of quadruple the cost of being seen in the office and being prescribed prescriptions. As I started to ask patients about why are you presenting now 5 days, 7 days later, there was a variety of responses. 1, I'm a single parent. 2, I don't have insurance. 3, I have insurance, but I couldn't afford the medication. 4, I'm afraid of doctors, etc. And so I started to think about ways in which we were failing our patients in the traditional healthcare system. And it's not just patients, but it's also physicians. Physician burnout is at an all-time high. People are looking for ways to practice medicine outside of the traditional system. And we also have misalignment of incentives in medicine. So physicians are often compensated more for prescribing more medications or ordering more CT scans or just seeing patients as fast as possible. So my transition to Row was a no-brainer. When I saw the opportunity, I jumped at it because Row was looking to solve those exact problems. They were looking to increase access to care. They were looking to increase affordability. They were looking to improve the patient and physician experience. And they were doing all this with the goal of providing safe and effective care. My first project with Row was to help launch Rory and to be the clinical director. And using those same 4 criteria of access, experience, affordability, effectiveness, we looked at the market for women's health, and we saw that there was a real lack of attention in the perimenopause, menopausal space. One thing I want to highlight is that Rory was built from the ground up. It was not a copy and paste of Roman. We really sat down, we did a lot of user testing and feedback groups, and we spoke to women in the demographic, and we tried to see where was medicine coming up short in this arena. We had a lot of learnings from launching Rory. So the first thing is that talking to women about perimenopause and menopause is not the same as talking to men about erectile dysfunction. When we launched Roman, we benefited from 20 years of direct-to-consumer marketing about Viagra. We did not have to educate men about Viagra, what it was, what it does, what do you use it for. Everybody knows it, and that provided two things. One, it destigmatized the condition, and two, it already educated the mass population about the medication. If you type in estrase commercial, which is a common medication for vaginal dryness, there are no commercials that populate. So there's no direct-to-consumer marketing about menopause, perimenopause, and all of the medications that are used to treat it. So we had to take a step back and really just create a dialogue and a safe space for women to start talking about perimenopause and menopause. In the process of doing that, this is where technology is great, we saw that one of our products that was not specific to this demographic or this age group was really resonating with our patients. And so we were able to take a step back and say, well, we thought that perimenopause and menopause were the only spaces really lacking in women's health, but in fact, there are more conditions in the broader women's health space that we can tackle. And so now we look at expanding our demographic from just that age group to all women's health. So again, I've talked about access, cost, experience, effectiveness. When it comes to access, Roe is available, present, operating in all 50 states plus DC. I'm very happy to direct you guys to our Medium page. So if you want to take out your phone and won't be offended, medium.com/roe-co. Click on research and insights. We are now publishing clinical research, and we just published a study where we looked at where is Roe present in primary care deserts. So primary care deserts are counties in the United States where the entire county has less than 50% of the needed primary care providers. There are over 1,700 primary care deserts in the US. Roe is present in over 1,600 of those primary care deserts. So we are meeting the needs of 96% of primary care deserts right now. Cost. Our business model is very simple. Patients pay $15 to see a physician online, and then they pay for the cost of treatment. That $15 includes unlimited contact with the physician, messaging, phone calls, video chats, whatever they need. Experience. We have a multitude of patient testimonials about how much people love and enjoy telemedicine, Roe, the ability to have a safe space to talk about conditions that are long time stigmatized, to be able to do this on their lunch break, to be able to do this while they're watching their kids at soccer practice, to be able to talk to a physician in the middle of the night. All the things that in-person medicine is usually restricted because of just geography and just the fact that we work from 7 to 7 and can't really necessarily meet patients at midnight. On the physician side as well, we have a ton of very positive testimonials from the physicians who are affiliated with Roe. We have more than a couple doctors who have paid off all of their student loans from the supplemental income from working with Roe. We have a ton of physicians who exclusively do telemedicine now because of the flexibility. We have women who typically would be exiting medicine because they're choosing to take care of their children or go out on maternity leave, who are doing Roe while they're on maternity leave and choosing to work in telemedicine while they're raising their children because of that flexibility. So we really focus on both patients and physicians. In our approach to telemedicine, we like to think of ourselves as the patient company. We want to empower patients to be in control of their health. We want to meet them where they are. We do not want to sacrifice convenience for quality or quality for cost. We feel like technology enables us to provide patients with high quality, low cost, and effective medication and treatment, and the ability to talk to physicians while also being very convenient. And so when we're very, I like to say patient obsessed, and so everything that we do is from the standpoint of what's best for the patients, which is why we're also really big on providing evidence-based, highly curated content on our website as well, because our vision and our goal is to be the patient's first call. With that, happy to take any questions.
Future of Care is New York City's premier community for healthcare innovation. To learn more, subscribe to our channel and visit our website at futureofcare.nyc.